Hello, I'm Janine Nodder, and you're watching Chattin' with Janine. My guest this week is Allison Adams. She's a licensed acupuncturist and a Chinese herbalist. Hello, Allison.
Hello, Janine.
And I know absolutely nothing about acupuncture.
Yeah, it's definitely a big field. It's actually a very large body of medicine that's been around for thousands of years and originated in China. And basically what it involves is inserting very small needles into the skin at certain acupuncture points. If there's a block in the energy flow in the body, it's helping to reinstill that and create harmony in the body, relieving pain and relieving imbalances and things like that. And I do get a lot of things as far as headaches, treating migraine headaches, things like that. Working with women in infertility, acupuncture and research has been shown to be very effective for.
I don't have any problems with that. Hello, I'm Janine Nodder, and this is Chattin' with Janine Presents. I'm up at the State House this morning. It's actually noon, Wednesday, April 15th, tax day. There are tea parties planned throughout the United States today. Americans who are fed up with the out-of-control spending in Congress and at the state level.
And last but not least, a gas and diesel tax of 15 cents per gallon. I didn't hear you.
I do know that we pay for our tolls, which some people pay several $100s a year.
That would be us, yep.
In addition to that, we pay gas tax, which pays for all the other roads. So that road, that 1.6 mile of road that they are selling to us, we've already paid for it. So Merrimack residents who are heavy toll users are paying twice for the same road.
This week's guest is someone I greatly admire. Kathy Schmeely is the president of the Connecticut Prisoner of War Missing in Action Forget-Me-Nots Incorporated. She came across my name and my interest in the POW issue roughly 18 years ago. Even though we've moved around the country, she kept track of me and kept me on her mailing list. I've been seeing her name in print for the past 18 years, but today I'm meeting her in person for the very first time. And Kathy, I'm so happy to finally get to meet you.
It's great to meet you, Janine. Thank you for having me.
It reads, or they blindfolded her. She talks about what she had to do to get there and how she had to beg and cry and scream and throw a fit for somebody to take her to the prison in Laos. She said the blindfold slipped a little and I was able to see. I saw some Americans lying on the floor in several rooms. They looked so thin and hurt. After they took the blindfold completely off, I saw two guards half carrying Richard, her son, into the room.
But you know what's interesting about his case is during the war, there were lists of those they believed to be held prisoner, and those then again who were missing. At the end of the war, during the negotiations, there's a list that people always referred to as the Kissinger list, the leftover list, those for whom there should have been an accounting in 1973. He was not on that list when they made revisions because people were complaining about who was missing on that 224 list.
He's not listed yet. His mother saw him and touched him.
The only one who listed him was Senator Bob Smith, who, as people in New Hampshire know, was just outstanding in terms of his work on the prisoner of war issue, who worked also very closely with Billy Hendon. And he did have him on a list, I believe it was 300, last known alive, that Smith had come up with based on information. And many of those people on Smith's list did not occur on the 1973 list or the Vesey list, which was very unfortunate.
Last month, on June 11th, 40 people were turned away from a talk at the Merrimack Library for lack of seating. Those who remained met with retired Detective Joseph Horak, who spoke to them about the homicide of two Merrimack teenagers back in 1973. The case was never solved, and presumably the killer remains at large. Detective Horak and his colleague, retired Chief Robert Baker of Candia, believe that the killer lives in Merrimack. Detective Horak has written some books about this crime. Justice Denied is an updated version of his first book, Truth and Justice. His latest book, Pride and Honor is a collection of stories about his life as a policeman. This book has been getting a lot of media attention, for in the back the author included a note in which he names the individual that he believes killed the 2 Merrimack girls.
And they call for assistance, and they go back to the crime scene, and it was in fact a body. The scene was secured and a search was made of the area. It was getting dark out and they were waiting for the state lab, and a search was made and they found another human body probably about 3 feet from a large stone wall, which I would say the girl was going over the stone wall and she got dragged down from behind and strangled.
And there was also an article the next day, and the Rudman, who was the Attorney General at the time, warned that parents need to tell their children that how dangerous hitchhiking is. So it sounds like they thought the girls were hitchhiking from at the time of the crime. Do you agree with that?
No.
Today's show is a behind-the-scenes look at Merrimack TV, and with me is Nicholas LaValle, our station manager.
Here I am.
Are you the station
No longer behind the scenes, I'm in front of the camera with the now famous Jeanine Otter.
I'm famous?
You are.
I have 5 viewers.
Thanks to Merrimack TV. I'm sure it's way more than 5 viewers. But my official title, Jeanine, is Media Services Coordinator for the town of Merrimack.
That's a long title.
It really is. And my assistant, or the Assistant Media Services Coordinator, is even longer title. That's Mike McInerney.
Can we look at Mike
Mike's
McInerney?
actually taping the show right now.
Yeah, I think, Mike,
There he
you should
is.
turn around and turn around and wave into the camera.
Female viewership just increased.
There you go.
Let's talk about how you got your job and how anyone watching at home could also have the same position you have here. The community channel exists to give regular people like yourself, residents, non-commercial and nonprofit groups, a means to use community TV as a conduit of information so you can express yourself as you see fit. It's paid for through the cable TV fund, which is 5% of gross annual revenues that the town receives throughout the year from Comcast by way of their cable subscribers. So if you've paid your cable bill, you've paid for everything that you're seeing on Merrimack TV.
And I'm standing in front of the State House in Concord, New Hampshire, with 2 activists who are protesting what we've been calling the bathroom bill. So to my understanding, this bill would really just take away the signs, men and women, so anybody could use whatever bathroom they want. And when I was telling a group of people about this one older man said, "You mean I can use the ladies' room if I want to?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, that doesn't sound too bad." This is the $82,000 bathroom, and I'm looking around and wondering what on earth $82,000 was spent on. All right, my friend Elaine Driscoll is here, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about this. Hi, Elaine.
Hi. Well, Jeanine, according to the lady that was here a few minutes ago,
Who works here, yeah.
Yes, these partitions of marble were all completely replaced. They kept the original doors, but all the marble has been replaced.
Upgraded sink?
Yeah, all this
Granite
marble was
counter?
upgraded, and then they put in these electronic sinks. They put in mirrors.
All right, now let's look at these fixtures, because this is solid pewter. It's not pewter brushed. It's
Right.
pewter, and we have 2 more light fixtures up here that are also
Solid
very
pewter.
expensive. So I don't see the need to spend taxpayers' money on the finest light fixtures.